Greetings all, welcome back to World of Tanks with me, Globbits. Bronx has sent me some more replays, which is very kind of him. He sent me 3 in total, and I've decided to do a little bit of a compilation on them. The first one he sent me was this replay on his T150. So we're in a Tier 7 game, Tier 8 game. There's one Tier 8 on each team, but it's mainly Tier 7. And by the looks of things, according to XVM, he is the most efficient and not the most experienced, but the most efficient player on the map. Chance to win for global is 34%. He's bottom tier. Now, when I first started playing World of Tanks, I met a few of these things early on in my career in things like the Panther 38 NA, and I never really saw the appeal of the thing. It's very similar to like a KV1/KV1S type hull. It's got the same similar track configuration. I'm not 100% what gun he's actually using, but looking at the shells, his standard shells have got. Oh, he's using the 17mm, 107mm. His standard shells have got a penetration of 167mm, which isn't too bad for a Tier 6. In fact, that's pretty good actually. Alpha damage isn't as high as, say, a KV1S, but 300 damage ain't too bad, and it's not a bad reload either. For what I can gather of the vehicle, from looking at how he plays it, he's angling himself. Now, when I'm shooting at these things, I tend to have issues penning them at lower tiers, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna nip into the garage at the end of this, and I'm going to have a little bit of a look at it in my garage. Now, I haven't got one of these things, so therefore it's going to be an issue to have a look at the actual tank model. I'm just going to look at the stats of it. But so far, I haven't watched this replay, but it seems like he's pretty much at the front, taking people on. He's taking snapshots through that side of the wall there, through that prominent gap. I might actually use this position from now on if I ever spawn on the south on an encounter. I like this little spot. This is pretty good. Now the Panther has come to assist him. Okay, so he's going to poke out again and see if he can get some shots on the on that. I think it's a T-44. Yeah, that's the enemy top tier tank. Yeah, he's taken a shot there. Looks like from the AT-25. I think it's the AT-25. Yeah, that Panther's getting an absolute smashing off this guy, so he's going to have to put some effective fire down. Missed that shot. From what I noticed, Bronx, if I've got one thing to bring from this, is you tend to reverse as you pull the trigger. I don't know if that's something you've noticed yourself, but on that last shot, you seem to reverse at the same time as pulling the trigger. He switched to gold ammo now. Let's have a look at the gold ammo. 219 pen, 300 damage. Not too shabby at all. And then a bit of sportsman's there, looks, thanking the Panther for helping him out. So he's going to put some work on this KV1S with the help of his T29 buddy. Takes him out of the game. He's got this IS to contend with, but this IS has got his own problems. Slams a solid average shot into that IS there. The hit's gone back. Not really got a lot of health left. Oh, T29, get out of the way. Seriously, bro. Okay, now he's going to wiggle. He's wiggling, trying to get him to miss. Tough! And ammo racks him. Okay, use the dead enemy tank as cover. I spoke about this in my M103 video. Just show your turret. Plant a nice shot into the T29. Still using premium, but against Tier 7, especially strong Tier 7s like the T29, you can't afford to be missing or bouncing shots. And it looks pretty much like this game's been sewn up. We're leading 10-8. The rest of the enemy team, the remnants of the enemy team, are all out in the field. So we've got a 3 times cap, so I'll just speed it up. Take it to ×4. Oh, appears the enemy have destroyed everybody on the field. Oh, there's some action going on. Looks like we're not going to cap. Or will we, Kit? Oh, T29 seems to be bitching at him, saying he stole 2 kills. Well, dry your eyes, mate. You know, hey-ho. If you hadn't have shot him, you wouldn't have killed him. Oh, we got. Oh no! Looks like we're going to have to kill some more people. They just don't take the hint, these enemies, do they? The buggers keep shooting back. Aim for the M6. Good shot on the M6. He didn't do 500 damage there. He helped the E25. Win by cap. Pretty strong performance from a bottom tier there. Bear in mind, that was a tier 8 game. Well, tier 8 and tier 7 game. He's bottom tier, and I think he played quite a pivotal role in that battle. Not a bad effort at all. Let's have a look at some post-game stats. Alright then, post-game stats. That's his mastery badge. Don't know how many battles he's played, but by the looks of things, he's looking at his crew in the background. He's probably just paid for the 100% crew, so I don't know how many battles he's had. I'll have to clarify that with him. But that's earned himself his mastery badge, which is always, in my opinion, something to achieve on your tanks. You know, try your best to get your mastery badge. What mastery basically means, for those that you don't know, I think it's within 7 days you've scored the most experience on this vehicle in a 7-day period, I believe. In the last 7 days, and obviously that's a rolling sum, which is pretty cool. In 52,000 credits and 2,005 experience, that's not doubled, okay, with premium, but it's non-doubled. All right, for his base experience, 1,337. I don't think that's too bad. 4 kills, right, and he's bottom tier. Not a bad effort at all. Alright, not too bad. So let's have a look at the credits made. He still made 27,000 credits on that game, even though he fired, I would say, around about 5 or 6 premium shells. Right? But the key thing about this, 16 shots fired, all the ones that hit penetrated. That's not 107 guns, pretty potent. I mean, I've got no intention of going down the T150 to the KV line, perfectly honest with you. My Russian line is the IS line. This is pretty interesting vehicle. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to boot up my garage, and I'm going to look at the stats. Alright, I'll be right back on that one. Alright then, here's the Russian tech tree. So the T150 is directly after the KV1. The KV1 branched off into the KV1S that we all know and love, the KV2 and the T150. Which seems now, you can now go from the KV2 to the T150. So will the KV2 be the new Herpaderp machine once the KV1S gets its nerf? I don't know. It'll cost you 24,500 experience to unlock, and will cost you 770,000 credits. Or sorry, 880,000 credits. That's not too bad, not too shabby. Let's just have a quick look at it. The 107's is 6. Pretty decent gun, actually. Pretty decent. The accuracy is Russian, and the aiming time is Russian. But the pen and the alpha damage ain't too shabby. I mean, let's just compare that to, for example, let's compare that to the KV1S's Herpaderpa monster cannon. Right, the Herpes McDermington cannon of all killing and failing. You've got an increased rate of fire. You only drops 8 penetration, and you lose 90 alpha damage. To be perfectly honest with you, out of these two, my biggest problem with the KV1S is this gun is either one of those things. If you miss with this thing, let's put it bluntly, you're screwed. If you're playing against a decent player with a half-decent tank, because what he'll do, he knows you've got a 13-second reload. Alright, and he'll just come around the corner and spanner you. So to be honest, 107's is 6. Not too shabby a gun at all, really. Yeah, interesting. Interesting piece of kit. So let's go back to the T150. Yeah, selection of guns, let's put it this way, you're not going to stick that on it. You're not going to put that on it. You're definitely not going to stick with these. You do have to grind through the turret, and it's quite a hefty grind to the ZIS-6. But for some strange reason, the KV3 is through the engines. Let's have a look at the characteristics of the vehicle then. Frontal armor's 90. A tier 6, that's not great. But I suppose with angling and all that kind of good stuff, you could increase that. Let's have a look at the engines. The top engine's 700 horsepower. This is obviously stock. The tracks give you an 18 traverse speed on the hull, which is definitely heavy. Not a bad speed. Yeah. Not a bad tank all in all. What's its signal range? 440. Oh, that's garbage. 440 meter signal range. That's pretty crappy. But hey ho, it's a heavy tank. Yeah, not bad at all. Okay, fair enough. That's the T150 in a nutshell. So, on to the next game. Alright, we're back again with Bronxy. This time he's in his Chinese medium tank, the WZ-120. a completely unknown vehicle for me. And to be perfectly honest, yet after watching this game, it has sparked an interest in the Chinese line. I basically got to the 5916, saw that weedy piece of shit auto-loading cannon it's got, and basically just lost all interest in the line completely. But this tank may have rekindled my interest, as it were. Just watch the game. But one thing I'd like you to point out on this particular map, like, check out the 112 driver, Conan the Librarian. What an awesome name. I've seen some cracking names in this game, but Conan the Librarian's absolutely amazing. Alright, so Bronx is taking up a middle position, dominating the middle road. Now the only drama with doing this, I think this happens to him if I remember rightly, because I have actually watched this game. He gets shot in the arse, or he gets spotted by that T-54E1. And thankfully, he had Plunky in his T-34 there, ready to dish out some pain. Because otherwise, I think he would have got an auto-loading magazine up his arse, which wouldn't have been a very good idea. So KV-5 going balls deep. Now, considering this is a medium tank, it's got a pretty awesome gun on it, from what I see of Bronx putting to work here. And basically, they just absolutely own Spooky Ninja there in his KV-5. So the T-34 have now sandwiched between a Tiger 2 and a T-54E1. So Tiger 2, Tier 8 heavy. First shot from Tiger 2 takes his tracks off. Notice how he's angling at 45 degrees. Now maybe, I don't know about the tank, but I would possibly consider side scraping there. But he doesn't need to. Alright. Tiger 2 shoots him in the turret and bounces. This tank basically, just by looking at it, is basically a Chinese copy of the T-54. That might be obvious to some people, but like I said, I've never really even looked at the Chinese tree. But from the spacing of the road wheels, it looks like a T-54 chassis with Chinese stamps all over it. So we're winning 3-2, and we're basically just going to dominate this road by the looks of things. Yeah, go on, go on, go on, go on. Oof. Nice meaty 400 alpha damage shot. Pretty awesome shot there. Is he going to be able to get another one? Come on, slot it in, gunner, slot it in. Oh, leaves the enemy on 1%. And Plunky finishes him off for 10 health. So that's just cost Plunky 1,000 credits to take 10 health or somebody, but it secures the kill and takes out a dangerous autoloader, dangerous American autoloader. So now we're going to have a bit of look-see into the field. As you can see, the field's been lost. He decides, I'm not going to go up there against 3 enemy heavies, screw that. We need to win the town. So he's basically going to cut down, alright, like medium should do, and get flanking shots, flanking positions. Yeah, he's just checking it out, looking around. Now, take note, okay, he's in a tier 9 medium, it's tier 9 game, he's 4 minutes in, and he's nearly done he's just over 3k damage. The medium, not a bad effort so far. Oh, oh, beautiful. Personally, I would have shot the autoloader there, but he had a clearer shot of the Tiger 2, so fair cop, fair trade. That Tiger 2 is in a whole world of shit now. You can side. There's an example of side scraping, ladies and gents, but not very well done because he gave Bronx a shot at his lower plate, which went straight through. Alright, and finished the kill, secured the kill. So we're up to 3 kills and we are dominating the town. Yeah, that T-54E1 is in a whole world of pain. Alright, 1% health and the Yag Tiger finishes him off. So we're up to 4,700 damage. Not a bad effort. Choice of targets there. Well, the tank we shot at, he actually bounced. Now here's an example of side scraping. Classic example of side scraping here. Probably come out a little bit too far. Yeah, a little bit too far. But hey ho, he managed to trade shots with a T-34 there. Not a bad effort, not a bad shot actually. T-34 driver, never ever in a T-34 guys come out like that. Never ever 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 expose that hull. You always side scrape in a T-34 if you can. Because he's just giving him free shots on your lower glacis. But hey ho. Never interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake. So 5,600 damage, not a bad effort. This would be a good game in a heavy tank, let alone a medium. Now, this pisses me off. Little Plunky there. He's had a good game so far. Don't start raging in the bloody chat. Yeah, there's no big ball scores for this, you know. Don't act like a douche. We're all here to enjoy ourselves. Oh, can we get a nice shot on the back of this guy? No, he bounced off. Bounced off the back of his turret. Is he going to reload in time? Nope. Not with the bigger boys hanging around. Now, why 14-8 would you cap? Why would you cap? Plunky. Mr. Plunky, you've had such a good game, you spanner. Why the hell are you capping? You don't get extra credits, mate. All you get is experience and efficiency. Alright, so can we finish this guy off before Plunky manages to ruin the game for us? No, we missed. Hey ho. So, in summary then, this game, I don't think we're going to get to kill this guy. This tank has sparked my interest in grinding the Chinese line. I mean, I'm going up the light line. I may divert back and go down the medium tree. I'm not sure yet. But it's definitely sparked my interest. Not a bad game all told. Let's just have a look at some post-game stats. Right, post-game stats then. Doesn't look that spectacular really. 73,000 credits earned and a 3,758 experience battle doubled. But all in all, not a bad effort. I mean, he took out and damaged a lot of the enemy team. The big boys, you know, the 2 tier 9 autoloaders, you know, the T-54 medium. They basically, him and Plunky, smashed that KV-5 to pieces. Yeah, not a bad effort. Let's just have a look at... wow, he did actually do quite well. But then again, so did the rest of his team. The top 4 of the team got over 1,000 base experience. They basically trounced the enemy team. But Bronx, he comes out on top, look, in a medium. Next one down from him is the Ag Tiger, then a Centurion 7-1, very strong tank, Centurion 7-1. And Plunky. Now, the only thing about Plunky is he let himself down, in my opinion. By the looks of things, Bronxy's had this tank for ages because he's on his 4th set of skills for his crew. I think he went through the scout line, looking at the camo and the 6th sense on his commander and turret rotation, all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, and he's just working up onto his repairs. Yeah, so I think he's gone all the way through the Chinese medium line with this same crew. Not a bad effort at all. Yeah, with that kind of competition to come out on top, pretty cool. Yeah, 18 shots fired, 16 hits, 15 penetrations for 5,000 damage. That's pretty cool. He got hit 8 times, bounced 4 out with 8 shots. With the potential damage 2,390. Well, not a great deal of spotting damage, and he made 41,000 credits in a tier 9 game. That's not a bad effort at all. Alright, so just have a check of the garage. I'm going to have a quick look in the garage again. See if I'm actually going to go up the Chinese line. Alright then, here we have the Chinese tech tree. Now I've made my way past the 5916. I've unlocked the WZ131 from the 5916, which is good news, which means I don't have to carry on playing that horrible vehicle. So I think I may, if I want to, go up the light line. I've heard good things about the 131 and the 132. Comments below whether it's actually worth going for. And to be perfectly honest with you, I would rather go the 132 route than the T34-2. For simple reason is the difference in experience to unlock the vehicles. So if I get to... oh, Christ almighty, look at that. Oosh. There's loads of guns to go through. Oh, that'll be a bit of a grind in a scout. So, yeah, not too bad. So the 120 then. Let's have a look what he was dealing with. 750 signal range, 600 horsepower engine. Yeah. Not a bad little tank actually. The turret armor's pretty good. In fact, the turret armor's very good. 200mm frontal turret armor. The guns are 122. I assume he was using the 122. Yeah, he must have been. Yeah, the 400 alpha damage. That's not really a medium tank gun, is it? Bloody hell. That is not a medium tank gun. That's a heavy tank gun on a medium. That's awesome. I like it. And then it leads on to the 121 tier 10. You know what? I'm going to start fearing these things. I didn't know they got that gun. I've been wondering why they've been splatting me. But anywho, yeah, that may have rekindled my interest. Just have a look. I'm sure it's yeah. Type 59 tank was a copy of the Soviet medium tank T-54 Alpha. In later modifications, the tank was upgraded between 6 variants manufactured. Yes, it's basically a Type 50 T-54. Let's have a look how it compares to the T-54 when it's stock. T-54's got slightly more hull armour. It's a slightly worse copy than the T-54, basically. Yeah, I knew I was right by the road wheels. Right then, on to the next game. Right then, last game of the series. I love this little tank, I really do. SU-12244 Premium Tank Destroyer. Brilliant, brilliant piece of kit. Alright. I bought this tank, it was my first premium tank. I didn't have enough or the funds to buy a T-34.
Let's go.
So I bought this thing as my money earning tank. And to be honest with you, it served me quite well. I actually find it quite funny. We're going to ignore Bronx's driving there, we're not going to talk about that. Yeah, that's a train carriage, bro. Anyway, yeah, I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the reload speed and the DPM, well not DPM, but the raw alpha damage and the reload speed of this 122 gun is just absolutely ridiculous. And I think it catches people out. Not bad frontal armor either. Anyway, early stage of this game, old Bronxy looks a bit confused. He doesn't seem to know where he wants to go. The team has dispersed reasonably well. I mean, there's a big contact going over on there in the field. Not really a lot to harp on about at the moment. That Tiger's way out of position. That Tiger's not careful, is going to get his ass handed to him. So he's just sort of a bit indecisive. I mean, the ELC AMX has made a fantastic run all the way to the enemy base, and the thing is with the ELC, there's no one in a position to do anything about that. You know, it's a bit of a, not a waste of a run, but he's made it all that way and just gets splatted by the Panther. But hey ho, at least he did it. Now keep an eye on him, the Alpha Hoonigan. Keep an eye on him. Right, so we've not really done a great deal in the first 2 minutes of the game, really. Just listening to the battle going on in the field. I mean, those guys down the back, Type 58 and that VK, really need to pull the finger out their arses and stop sitting at the back, but that's just my personal opinion. So, the T-34-1, Zombin there and all the Derp clan has decided to go forward, so we're just going to sit here and see if we can get some shots on whoever it is he's looking at. And then the M6 decides to park in front of us. So not really such a good start, really. Oh, can we get a shot on that guy? Maybe. Oh, get out the way, get out the way! No! Derp, you're on fire! Zombin, you're on fire! Put yourself out! Put yourself out! So you check the reload out on this thing. 6-second reload. The amount of times that catches people out is unreal. By the time you've aimed, again, you're pretty much reloaded. So we're losing 3-8. Well, we're not losing, we're losing 3-9. We're basically getting our asses kicked. Alright. Wow, I'm on a fail team, says the Black Prince. Bless him. Well, how about doing something about it, Mr. Yakback? Instead of typing in chat, why don't you shoot something? Okay. We got some shots on these boys down here. KV-1S. KV-1S. He's a stock KV-1S as well. Well, if he's not stock, he's only got the smaller of the cannon. He hasn't got the 122. Yeah, there's that reload. Catches people out. Okay, this M6 is going to need a hand. He's facing off a T-150 and a Panther M10. Losing 11-7. We're crawling it back slowly, but we're hemorrhaging tanks. This is a very brave place to be with 2 artillery on the board as well. So what can we do here? Right, drive around the corner. Smash a 400 alpha damage into the Panther M10. Who then decides to sit there and let us shoot him again. So check him out in chat now. Watch this. Watch this in chat. This is hilarious. Overpowered piece of shit. Okay. Really? It's a tank destroyer. It's supposed to have a big gun. You think that thing's overpowered? Go check out the SU-152. Alright, that has got a faster reload and exactly the same gun. Alright, go figure. So, 10-13. It's 2 against 5. And we've got an M6 who's been beaten up. We drive around the corner straight into a KV-1. Who decides to sit in front of us and allow us to shoot him a second time. Not really a lot that KV-1 could have done there, to be perfectly honest. I was expecting artillery at this point, and I think Bronxy is as well, so that's why he's reversing around this corner. So let's just have a look. Our M6 is on 14%. We've switched to premium rounds now. Bronx has switched to premium rounds. Now I don't carry many premium shells in my premium tanks. The simple reason is I use them to make money. I don't really care if I lose on my premium tanks because they're cheap to fix. So, what can we do here then? Now this is a good thing. This is one of the reasons I wanted to show you this replay. Check out Snipey, or Sniper, in the chat. He's actually trying to help the guys out, you know, and this is a good thing. You don't see this very often. He's a good player. All right, just pop it up. He's a good player. He's got nearly 1500 efficiency. All right. He knows what he's doing, and he's actually trying to help these guys out, alright? Because he wants to win. Instead of sitting there, oh, you're all noobs, you all fail. You know, he's actually helping out the team. That was a risky reverse there, across the field of view of the Tiger. Oh, 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 we're going to trade shots. Who's got the fastest reload? On paper, this should be a one-shot. Oh, we survived with 14 health. Now be honest guys, how many times have you seen that? Enemy left on 1% health and you end up dying. Look at that, look. That's of your luck. Yeah, Austin Coop. Yeah, but to be perfectly honest with you, you know, it was a coin flip who was going to die there. So, Bronx has been spotted. Now he's playing late game. He's playing end game tactics now against 2 artillery and a tier 7 heavy tank. And again, yeah, the team's saying you need to hit the Tiger first. Now watch the base capture. Keep an eye on the base capture. We've got 2 minutes. Bronx is taking his time, relaxing, chilling. You know, he's in no rush. The Tiger late game is letting him know where he is by sitting in the cap. Alright, which is never a good idea, because Bronxy knows exactly where he is. But never interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake, right? So, comes around the corner, and there he is. Oh, he misses his first shot. Now the Tiger's reload's been buffed, but he leaves his lower glacis, and we take him out. Now, Bronx is going to have to... See, artillery's there. Artillery's waiting for him. So artillery knows where he is. Now, he's got issues. There's 2 of them. Alright, there's 2 of them and he's on his own. And he's literally... If they fart in his direction, he's going to die. Now, me personally now, I would have switched to HE. But it's an easy mistake to make. And I personally wouldn't have done this. This is a risky move. It works out for him, but this is a risky move. If you cap, the enemy know where you are. They know you're in this circle, and there's 2 of them. They can come from multiple directions, and you'll be able to shoot one of them, but the other one will have all the time in the world to aim. So whether it works out or not remains to be seen. So he's sitting and patiently waiting. He thinks they're going to come from the north. However, where that splash was on the last shell, I don't think he's north. I think he's... Well, maybe if I was in Bronx's shoes now, I'd be thinking one will probably come from the north near the cap area, probably the S51. And the other one will probably come from the south, because the SU-122 is a bit quicker. But it's been nearly, what, a minute now? And he may as well sit here. He's got Top Gun already. This is a potential Bradley Walters medal if he kills both of these guys. So he's got to be getting twitchy now. Let's get into the stage. I'm just going to speed it up a little bit. Yeah, he's got twitchy. He's going to go have a look-see. And there he is! There he is, turn around! Oh, and he missed! He missed! Bronx says, screw this. Drive out the cap. Wow. Poor old Artie there. Poor old artillery. The Tiger must be kicking himself. Okay, so staying in cover. And the SU-122-44 on the enemy team says AFK A8. Such a shame. You know, if he is AFK, but be very, very careful, guys, about your enemy team saying that. Because I've had it a few times when they've said, oh yeah, he's AFK in the base. And he fucking wasn't. He was active. Alright. The sniper's there like saying, oh yeah, I was hoping for a duel. I don't think Bronxy was on 14 health. So let's just speed it up a little bit just to see if it was actually true. Is this guy actually AFK? Oh, what a shame he is. Oh, oh well.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Awesome. Not a bad effort at all. So let's look at some post-game stats on that one then. Okay then, as predicted, yeah, netted himself 77,000 credits. Not a massive shock in a premium tank. Alright, 1848 experience, undoubled. But he did manage to get himself a Radley Waters medal and Top Gun. Not a bad effort at all. And I like the whole thing at the end. You know, very little life. He managed to stay alive and not get splashed and lose the game, which is pretty cool. 1200 base experience. Did better than Sniper. Right, in his VK 3002. Yeah, not a bad effort at all, really. Those two, Sniper and Bronxy, basically carried. If they were in a platoon together, that would have been a crucial contribution if they were platooned up together. So they basically carried their entire team. Yeah, but hey ho, sometimes you've got to carry, haven't you? Alright, that's the end of the compilation from Bronxy. And there's my dog, if you can hear him in the background. That's my boy. He's letting me know someone's at the door. Okay guys, as far as I'm concerned, that's me signing off. Alright, take care of yourselves and I'll see you next time. Bye now.